Very good morning, students. For this lecturing video session, I am going to solve a problem from the second unit, first chapter, that is Varginon's theorem. So, what is the purpose of Varginon's theorem? Varginon's theorem is used in locating the resultant force, right? So, let me just read out the question. A horizontal rod AB of length 12 meter is acted upon by a set of forces as shown in the figure. Determine the magnitude, direction and position of the resultant, right? So, the picture is given here. There is a figure which shows a vertical force, 3 inclined forces. See, in the previous video, I solved a problem from the chapter Varginon's theorem, isn't it? Where all the forces were acting either vertically upwards or vertically downwards. There were no inclined forces, right? Look at here. Here there are 3 inclined forces and one vertical force which is acting downwards, isn't it? So, I taught you in the first unit itself, when an inclined force is there, we need to consider this as a 2 component. One as x component, other one as a y component, isn't it? The similar way we'll have to find that component. So, given data, that is 4 forces are there and 3 inclinations are there, that you will have to capture it. What needs to be find? Here it is mentioned magnitude, direction and position of the resultant, which is nothing but the magnitude is nothing but r is equal to what? Next, direction of the resultant, which is nothing but alpha is equal to what? And the position of the resultant from the origin, how far that particular resultant is acting, which is nothing but x is equal to what? So, these are the 3 parameters which we need to find out from this question. Solution. As I told you, first the inclined forces should be considered as 2 components, vertical component and the horizontal components. So, let me just draw the diagram in this manner. So, let me just take a point where a vertical force is acting of magnitude 1 kilonewton. At point B, that is 4 meter away from the origin, which is 4 meter. This point is B, where the force is inclined. So, we will have to consider horizontal and vertical. Its nearest horizontal can be in this direction, towards right. So, which can be mentioned as 1.5 cos component. So, 1.5 is nothing but the magnitude of the force, horizontal as cos component and 60, which is the inclination. And the vertical force which is acting in this direction vertically downwards and have the magnitude of 1.5 sine 60. Right. Then the third point, that is C, which is 4 meter away from point B, which has a force which is inclined at an angle of 45 degree of magnitude 1 kilonewton, which is acting in this direction. So, its nearest horizontal could be towards negative x direction. It could be in this way. And its magnitude can be 1 cos 45 degree. And its nearest vertical component could be vertically downwards, and its magnitude is 1 sine 45. Next point, which is D, point D, which is 4 meter away from C. The total span of the rod is 12 meter, 4, that is 12. So, look at here, this force is an inclined force, right, which is acting in this direction, so its nearest horizontal component could be in the minus x direction. So this can be represented in this manner. So its magnitude is 0.5 cos 30 and its vertical component can be mentioned as 0.5 sin 30. Got it? So next, we'll have to resolve the forces, that is resolving horizontal forces separately and resolve the vertical force separately, which is nothing but resolving all horizontal forces, which is nothing but summation H, sum of horizontal forces, isn't it? So look at here, how many horizontal forces are here as far as this diagram is concerned? A force which is acting in the x direction of magnitude 1.5 cos 60. This force is acting towards the positive x direction, therefore, which will have the positive sign 1.5 cos 60. So in the C point, again your force is there, that is the horizontal force of magnitude 1 cos 45, but it is acting in the negative x direction. So therefore, which will carry the negative sign of the magnitude 1 cos 45. And at point D, a horizontal force which is acting in the negative x direction of magnitude 0.5 cos 30. So which will carry minus sign because it is pointing, this arrow is pointing towards the minus x direction. So this magnitude is 0.5 cos 30. If you just feed all these values in your calculator, you will get approximately minus 0.39 kilonewton. Minus 0.39 kilonewton. So which can be written as 0.39 kilonewton in the negative direction. Got it? Next, I am going to resolve all the vertical forces. Resolving all the vertical forces. Which can be mentioned as summation V equal to sum of vertical forces. Look at the point 1, that is A, where a force which is acting vertically downwards. So when the force is acting vertically downwards, which will carry the negative sign. So minus 1, right, because it is acting vertically downwards. Next, a force at point B which is acting vertically downwards and the magnitude is 1.5 sin 60. 1.5 sin 60 minus 1.5 sin 60. Got it? Let me just move to the point C, wherein a force which is acting vertically downwards of magnitude 1 sin 45. So the sign would be, the sign convention is minus because the force is acting vertically downwards. 1 sin 45. Right. Let me just move to the point D, wherein a force which is acting vertically downwards. So when it acts vertically downwards, it will carry the sign convention as minus. The magnitude is 0.5 sin 30. If you just feed all these values in your calculator, you will get roughly minus 0.3256 roughly, sorry, it could be minus 3.256 minus 3.256 kilonewton, and this can be written as 3.256 kilonewton vertically downward direction. So which indicates the negative sign. Next, the magnitude of resultant. magnitude of resultant, which is nothing but R. R is equal to root of, the formula for the magnitude of resultant is root of summation H square plus summation B square. Got it? So let me just feed all these values, that is summation H value is minus 0.39 the whole square plus here the value is summation B is minus 3.256 the whole square, which should be, so when you just feed these values, the summation H value and summation B value in this formula, and by using your calculator you will get the value as 3.28 kilonewton. Right, this is the resultant. Right. So, in which direction it is traveling? So, for which we need to know the inclination, that is nothing but the direction of the magnitude, direction of the resultant. So, let me just find the direction of resultant now. Direction of the resultant force, that is nothing but alpha. Alpha is equal to tan inverse of summation B by summation H. This is the formula. Now feed the values here. So tan inverse of, you have to feed the value in only, you have to feed the positive values. Summation B is 3.256 divided by summation H is 0.39. If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get the alpha value as roughly 83.17 degree. Right. So let me just draw a sample diagram here in which location this resultant is acting. Look at here, summation H value is in negative, summation B value is again is negative. Right. Here it is positive direction, this is negative direction, here it is positive direction, here is negative direction. Look at here, the summation H and summation B having negative sign, therefore which will act here. So the resultant force which will act in this direction, resultant, and the inclination is 83.17, this is alpha. So this is how it is acting. Now I don't know in which point or the position this resultant force is acting, but I knew that this resultant force is acting at an inclination of 83.17 and with an inclination of alpha it is acting downwards, so with some inclination, isn't it? That I know, but I don't know the exact position in where this resultant force is acting, for which I need to find the position, right? For which I need to calculate the I have to apply Varginand's theorem, right? So for which I have to find the moment first. So let me just take the moment here. Moment about point A. Let me just take the moment about point A. That is here. So point 8. By the way, what is moment? It is the product of force and perpendicular distance of the line of action of the force in the same, about the same point, isn't it? So let me just take the moment about point A. A force is acting at point A with a magnitude of 1 kilonewton, right? But does it have any perpendicular distance? No, because it is acting in the origin, so which will have 0 distance. So sum of moment acting at point A equal to 1 into 0, that is force into its perpendicular. There is no perpendicular distance because it is acting in the origin, so that becomes 0. Got it? Let me just move to point B, wherein a horizontal force is acting of magnitude 1.5 cos 60, but it doesn't have any perpendicular distance because it is acting on the point, So it doesn't have any perpendicular distance. So that becomes 0. Right. So consider this vertical force which is acting perpendicular to this point. This is the line of action of the perpendicular distance on the line of action of the force. So from here, because we are taking the moment about point A, so when you just consider it, its perpendicular distance could be 4 meter at point B. And look at here, this is the force is in this point, right? Now the force is acting downwards, and the moment will have tendency to rotate the rod in the clockwise direction. So which will have the positive sign. The magnitude is 1.5 sine 60 into its perpendicular distance. Perpendicular from the origin. So which is 4 meter into 4. Got it? Right. Next, let me just move to point C, wherein a force which is acting, the horizontal force which is acting of magnitude 1 cos 45. But does it have any perpendicular distance from the compared to the origin? No, it doesn't have any perpendicular distance. So that becomes 0. Let me just consider the vertical force 1 sine 45, right, which is acting vertically downwards from the origin. Now it is acting vertically downwards, and the moment will have tendency to rotate the rod in the clockwise direction. Therefore, the sign convention is positive, plus the magnitude is 1 sine 45 into its perpendicular distance from the origin. The origin is A, till point C it is 4 plus 4, which is 8. Got it? Now let me just move to point D, wherein a horizontal force which is acting towards negative x direction. Does it have any perpendicular distance? No, because it is acting on the rod, on the location of the rod axis horizontal. So therefore there is no perpendicular distance. So this becomes 0, because magnitude is, the force is 0.5 cos 30, but it doesn't have any perpendicular distance. Therefore it is 0. In totality it would be 0. When you consider this vertical force, right, it's a vertical force which is acting vertically downwards, and the moment will have tendency to rotate the rod in clockwise direction. So it will carry positive sign, and the magnitude is 0.5 sine 30. 0.5 sine 30. Its perpendicular distance from the origin is 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is 12. So when you just feed all these values in your calculator, you will get the sum of the moment about A, which would be roughly 13.853 kilonewton meter. Right? The unit of moment is Newton meter. Here the force unit is kilonewton, therefore it's kilonewton meter. Got it? So the moment, the sum of moment has been arrived here. Next what is next? So now I am going to apply the Varginand's theorem. Applying Varginand's theorem. What Varginand's theorem says? Sum of moment about A equal to resultant into its distance, perpendicular distance. Got it? So Varginand's theorem is used in locating the resultant force. Right? So the summation MA value is known, it has already been arrived, and R value is already arrived, and by substituting this value we can find the value of D. Since there is no sufficient space over there, let me just wipe off here. Just feed those values. So D is equal to summation of MA divided by R. So the value of summation MA is 13.853 and the resultant value is 3.28. If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get the value of D in terms of meter, which would be roughly 4.22 meter, Got it? Right. Next, we'll have to find the horizontal distance wherein the resultant force is acting. This is the perpendicular distance of the resultant force. Now we need to find the horizontal distance, for which the formula is there. Summation of moment is equal to, what is the definition of moment? Which is nothing but the product of force and its perpendicular distance. So we need to find the horizontal distance. Therefore the force should be vertical, which would be summation V. I am going to consider summation V into x distance, into x. So summation V and summation MA is known. So x is equal to summation of moment about A divided by summation of forces in vertical direction. So x is equal to summation of MA is 13.853. Summation V value is 3.256. If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get the x value in terms of 4.25 meter. Got it? So now we have arrived the values of the magnitude of resultant, which is 3.28, and the direction of the magnitude, the direction of the resultant, which is 83.17 degree, and the position of the resultant, which is arrived, which is 4.25 meter. Let me just wipe off this to draw the graphical representation. Right. So just mention the result. R is equal to the magnitude of the resultant, which is 3.28 kilonewton, and the direction of the resultant, which is alpha is equal to 83.17 degree, right? And the position of the resultant, which is nothing but the x is equal to 4.25 meter. Got it? Now I am going to show the graphical representation. This is the diagram wherein a point A, point B, point C, and this is D. Right? How far the resultant is acting from the origin? The distance from the origin, which is 4.25 meter. Up to B, is it 4? So 4.25 would be roughly here. Right? This is where it is passing through. And look at the direction, this moving in this way, which is moving in this way. This resultant is acting in this way. Right, in this way. This is resultant, which have magnitude of 3.28 kilonewton. Right, and this is alpha, which is 83.17 degree, and its perpendicular distance from the origin, which is D. This is perpendicular, this is D. This is D. And what about the x, which is nothing but the horizontal distance, This is x. X is equal to 4.25 meter. Got it? So this is how you will have to represent when it comes to the result. So we need to show in which direction this resultant is acting. Right? Hope you have all understood how to solve a problem which pertains to Varginon's theorem, to find the magnitude of resultant and the direction of the resultant and the position of the resultant. You'll have to just show the graphical representative at the end of the problem. Thank you.